Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic Unleashed. Now we're in a bit of a weird situation now, because as you recall maybe, the last two times we did Dragon Road Knight, our first Chunan level, which was immediately followed by the boss of Chunan, which allowed us to then restore a part of the planet. And now what? Do we go to that part of the planet? Maybe that would make sense, right? Because we have done that before. But let's talk to the professor and see what he has to say about that. And this is actually what we have to do. It's one of those many instances where there is no way around. We have to go back to him and tell him what the hell do we do. And we just have to go back to Chunan. This is weird, right? I'm not the only one thinking that this is weird. Why do we just go back to the place that we just were at? Why were we forced to only do the night act and not just do the day act as well while we were there? It seems like an extremely weird diversion to force us to go to Spagonia just to get told to go back to Chunan immediately. Anyway, I mean, I don't mind that much because I think the game is just tacitly going like, if you don't know what to do, you go to the professor, but ideally you just go around the world a little bit and explore and do some side quests, because this is a prime opportunity to more or less deliberately get lost and find out what a few people have to say and stuff for you to do and find and so on. Like, I don't know how super deliberate that is, that they kind of obfuscated, because it is relatively clear that you have to go back to the professor every time, but it might be a beneficial side effect, maybe? I don't know. I forgot that I had already gotten this one. Hey, who do we have here? Well, we're here. The day stages are usually pretty short, so let's do a little bit of a quiz. And in fact, I actually might be able to do this immediately, because it is not that far away for me that I have been in Chunan and thought about stuff here. This one was kind of this one here is also a little bit, I don't know, maybe, but yeah, it's not big enough for 4 and so on. And yeah, that's Lynn, and now we are done with the next round of questions, so that's nice. Quiz Lady 3. How many more? A lot, because we have a lot more countries to go. And here we have a semi-resolution to what the village elder in Missouri was talking about. He wanted to visit Chunan, and he did, so that's nice, isn't it? So we can find him here, follow him around the world. This is all quite nice. Which is probably presented as a bad thing here, that he retired and doesn't do his goddamn job at like 96 years old. Like, the game is sometimes weird like that. And hey, who do we have here? These two also managed to implement their travel plans, but she still hasn't found her teeth yet, so that's annoying. And also we have Brenda here. Brenda, who also traveled from Missouri. And we can now finally answer questions from her too. And it's another quiz. Oh boy, isn't that fun? This one is more general. Do you understand the story thing versus do you understand the country you're in? But it's like whatever. Some of those answers are kind of funny. I don't know, maybe. But overall, it's I just don't like quizzes that much. Again, you can easily brute force this. You can just keep talking to her, cycle through her questions, get all of the answers wrong enough times so that you finally know what to do. And it's all good. Anyway, we know that we have to go up there for our next level, because we have already seen that there is a level spot there. And of course, we got the skill for that. So yeah, let's use that skill again to prove that we know how to do it and get into a level that doesn't utilize the skill very well. And in fact, it is actively detrimental to enjoying the level at some points. Whoops. I don't quite know why they did it. It is really weird. I mean, we do have the air boost now, so that's nice. nice. It's another tool in our arsenal, but it can be difficult. Anyway, we are on the Great Wall of Chunnan, and we are rushing, and we are immediately in grave danger of running into those mines if you don't see them coming, but it's fine. You can get some extra speed if you make the boost pads, and then you get stopped by these things here. This level is pretty difficult at the first go through. It requires a lot of memorization to really be good at it. Like here, for example, you don't even see that there is a quick time event jump spring, and usually you can get by with quick reflexes, and when you do, it's really cool. Like a lot of homing attack chains, which I have been missing in previous levels, but are one of my favorite things to do in Sonic. And a lot of stuff like here, think fast, go into the ring, do the homing attack, and here, this ring here, very easy to miss if you don't know that it's coming. So of course I'm missing out a lot on medals here, but that's fine. Here you skip another bit of the level, just you basically miss out on somewhat annoying platforming if you do this immediately and quickly, which is fine, which is cool. And we are in the first open 3D part, and I forgot to touch the checkpoint. That happens to me all the time because I keep doing homing attacks here, and I kill a lot of guys. That's fun. And the achievement symbol is one of those weird robots which we barely see. We are going to actually see more of them later on, and now I come to think of it. Anyway, this part here is a little bit annoying because if you don't do it immediately, then you don't get the right ring segment, and yes, Sonic doesn't jump high enough for that, so you die. You actually die a lot here because I wanted to do another short homing attack, but you know what? I got the air boost now, so you can't do that anymore. You can't have another quick boost of speed. You will instead veer off into the distance and die immediately because it's just the way things are now. So you gotta be a lot more careful, and one of my favorite techniques is now locked off for me. Damn it. But of course, if you know how to handle it and know how to employ it, then the air boost is very powerful. So it's a little bit of column A, column B. Anyway, we're done with this set of rings, which again tends to kill me the first time because I'm always like, and I missed this medal here, and now I'm just going up here, and oh, I didn't see that one coming, so I always die here the first time as well, because, you know, this is a little bit tough to see. Of course, I could have guessed that at some point you need to switch lanes, and now I got another chance to get the moon medal at least, but it's not like the game tells you with some rings or anything, and then going up that hill is a little bit hard to see things. Now you've reached this part here. This part is really cool, though I have played this part a lot because it features in a side quest later on, which has extremely tight timing, and you have to do this more or less perfectly so that you can beat the side quest and not die. Like here, for example, not making this corner properly, very difficult. And getting up to those rings, also pretty difficult. You can tell that the game is now much more freeform about these things here, and it is very willing to kill you if you flub a segment. Like here, for example, I just overshot and undershot, and then I died. It happens to the best of us, right? But we just keep going because this is a lot of long straightaways in this level, which allow you to just boost and have a huge sense of speed here, which is a perfect fit for, you know, the whole Great Wall of China thing that they have got going on here. And we keep going here, and oh yeah, I don't have the light speed dash, but I saved myself with the wall jump. Didn't expect that, I didn't expect that the platform would fall, and somehow I lived. Awesome. And then I get missed by that missile, and I could kill the guy with a stomp, but I don't. Instead I keep going on, and obviously there is something else going on, but we keep going here. Hit the right button. If you don't, you die, by the way. This is the stage of the game we're at. Somehow missed that spring, and we keep going up here, and I missed the stomp onto the platform. Okay, don't do it now. And up here, and of course a little bit awkward because I don't know that this kind of springs are coming up the next dragon. Remember, we went down the first one, so now this is a nice symmetry, and we are at the next rotating ring segment, which is a doozy for sure. This one is very difficult because you rarely get to do these pure platforming segments. I do think this is kind of a novelty. Whoops, that was close. For that game, you could do a lot more with these kind of setups, and but this is not a Mario platformer. Like, you would do that a lot in other games that are 3D platformers. But Unleashed is not really a 3D platform, it's mostly a racing game, as we have established before. So these segments can be a little bit awkward, can be a little bit slow. You might not even know exactly the capabilities that Sonic even has. How far can he go? How high can he jump? Like that last time that I screwed up the jump because I didn't know that. You would intuitively know how high Sonic can jump in a 3D environment if you did it more often. So that's always a little bit strange and a little bit weird. Anyway, we keep going going here, and we up the danger again with these guys that are completely protected, so you have to deal with homing missiles being shot your way all the time, though it's mostly a psychological issue. Then you have to deal with this asshole being electric, and then the homing attack not locking on, and once again the air boost not doing anything for me but getting me killed. Phenomenal, great stuff, I love it. But at least we get to see the fireworks again, which of course very symbolic. We are in China after all, so that's cool. And yeah, let's see if we can't do this a little bit better here now with proper knowledge. We just keep going so that we avoid the missiles, just keep going that we avoid the missiles, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. However, slowed me down enough that this time I won't get gotten by the electricity attack. Pretty sure there is something hidden on the bottom ring, come to think of it, but now we get this missile going, another fireworks display, this time in front of us instead of behind us, and we reach the final part of the level where I'm going to embarrassingly die a bunch of times. This is, yeah, I was just going here and I was like, am I stupid? What's going on? Why am I missing the timing for jumping over these hits of the robot? Do I have to dodge them in some unintuitive way that I forgot? Like, if it's glowing to one side, do I have to go to the other side? Do I have to slide under it? And you can see here that I'm trying a bunch of different things. Like, for example, the slide like here. Oh, no, this doesn't work either. Did I mistime it? Try again? No. But at least we can see that there is a lot of different poses for Sonic to be in, and you can see we are being dragged along. Like, this is a Mark Speed segment of Sonic 06, evoking very bad memories of that game, right? But what is the robot even doing? Why is he charging a laser? And at this point, I'm like, if it is like a Mark Speed segment of Sonic 06, there is a hidden mechanic in those, and that you actually do get faster if you hold forward. And wouldn't you know, if you hold towards the camera, then you're fast enough to run away from the robot. His punch attack is unavoidable. It's a failure state if you suck, if you don't run away from the camera. Which is weird, because it seems like Sonic would do this on his own. Why is he so fast, but not fast enough? I don't know. And I remember now, I've seen at least one blind Let's Play who also died here all the time because didn't get it. So, am I exonerated? And I don't know. I think at some point during Sonic 06, I just trained myself to not hold forward all the time, because you never would know what the physics would do to you. The first time I played this, I'm pretty sure I just held towards the camera and never had a problem. Perhaps one of the funnest things in this game. Anyway, I sucked at this level, but of course I will go back, do an S rank, get all the things, you know, I can't help myself, and then we will see how this is actually meant to be played. It was still a lot of fun, don't get me wrong, but boy, that last part was just like, come on man, I was just too dumb for it and the game was too unintuitive. It just didn't work together here at all. Thank you very much for your attention.